Hey, so let's talk about what's been unfolding in the Middle East right now. We're going to break down the complexities and try to make sense of the current situation. It's a region often in the news, and understanding the basics is more important than ever. We'll try to provide a clear and concise overview of the key issues at play. You've probably seen headlines about rising tensions, maybe even heard some alarming news reports flashing across your screens. The news cycle can be overwhelming, filled with complex geopolitical jargon and conflicting narratives. It's easy to feel lost in the noise, but we're here to help you navigate through it. We'll sift through the headlines and focus on the core issues driving the current unrest. But what's actually happening beneath the surface? What are the underlying causes of these tensions? What are the long-term implications for the region and the world? We'll delve into the key factors contributing to the current state of affairs, providing context and analysis to help you understand the bigger picture. First, let's zoom out and take a broader look at the region. It's crucial to understand the geographical context and the diverse landscape of the Middle East. From the vast deserts to the fertile river valleys, the region's geography has played a significant role in shaping its history and culture. The Middle East has always been a complex region, a cradle of civilization, with a long and rich history of empires rising and falling, rivalries simmering, shifting alliances being forged and broken, and, honestly, a lot of outside involvement from global powers seeking to exert their influence. Understanding this historical context is essential for grasping the current dynamics at play. The region has been a crossroads of cultures and civilizations for millennia, leaving behind a legacy of both cooperation and conflict. Today, much of the tension is centered around a few key players, nations that hold significant power and influence in the region, and whose actions often have far-reaching consequences. These are the nations that shape the political landscape and drive the major events we see unfolding. Think Iran, with its complex political system, its strategic location, and its ambition to play a leading role in the region. Iran's nuclear program and its support for various groups in the Middle East have made it a key player in the ongoing tensions. Israel, a nation with a long history of conflict and a strong military, whose relationship with its neighbors remains a central issue in the region. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, the status of Jerusalem, and Israel's security concerns are all major factors contributing to the ongoing tensions. Saudi Arabia, a major oil producer and a key player in the Islamic world, whose rivalry with Iran has fueled many conflicts in the region. Saudi Arabia's role in the Yemen war, its relationship with the United States, and its efforts to counter Iranian influence are all important aspects of the current situation. And the United States, a global superpower with a long history of involvement in the Middle East, whose policies and actions have a significant impact on the region. The U.S. military presence in the region, its support for Israel, and its efforts to contain Iran are all key factors shaping the current dynamics. Each has its own interests, its own network of allies, and let's be real, its own set of historical grudges and grievances that continue to shape their actions today. These complex relationships and long-standing rivalries make it difficult to find common ground and resolve conflicts peacefully. Recently, there's been a noticeable spike in military activity, increased saber rattling, and a rise in political threats exchanged between these key players. This escalation of tensions has raised concerns about the potential for a wider conflict in the region. For example, we've seen an increase in drone strikes, often targeting strategic locations or individuals deemed to be a threat. The use of drones has become a common tactic in the region, raising ethical and legal questions about their deployment. Rocket attacks, launched by various groups and often aimed at civilian areas, causing destruction and fear. These attacks are a constant reminder of the fragility of peace in the region and the vulnerability of its people. And even sophisticated cyber skirmishes, targeting critical infrastructure and government systems, are increasingly making headlines. A cyber warfare has become a new front in the ongoing conflicts, with the potential to disrupt economies and destabilize entire nations. Countries are flexing their military muscles, showcasing their advanced weaponry, and demonstrating their readiness to defend their interests. These displays of force are intended to send a message of deterrence, but they also risk escalating tensions further, sending carefully calculated messages not just to each other, but also to the rest of the world, signaling their intentions and seeking to garner international support for their positions. The global community is watching closely, concerned about the potential for a wider conflict and the humanitarian consequences that could follow. So why now? What are the specific factors that have led to this recent surge in tensions? What's driving this current wave of instability? One big reason is the shifting landscape of alliances, with old partnerships dissolving and new ones being forged. This realignment of power is creating uncertainty and instability in the region. Some Arab states have been warming up to Israel, normalizing relations and exploring new avenues of cooperation. This represents a significant shift in the region's political dynamics, which is a huge deal, a major change in the status quo, and not everyone in the region is happy about it. This normalization has sparked controversy and division, with some seeing it as a step towards peace and others viewing it as a betrayal of the Palestinian cause. Iran, on the other hand, has been actively strengthening its ties with groups and countries that oppose this new friendship between Israel and some Arab states. This is seen as an effort to counter the growing influence of Israel and its allies in the region, with groups and countries that fundamentally oppose this new friendship and seek to undermine it at every turn. These alliances are often based on shared ideological beliefs or strategic interests, and they contribute to the complex web of relationships in the region. Plus, every move made by these key players is being closely watched, and sometimes directly influenced, by external actors seeking to protect their own interests. By global powers like the US and Russia, who have a long history of involvement in the region, and whose actions often have a significant impact on the balance of power. These external powers have their own strategic goals and often support different sides in the various conflicts. For regular, everyday people living in the region, all of this political maneuvering and military posturing translates into a pervasive sense of uncertainty and anxiety about the future. They're the ones who bear the brunt of the conflicts and instability. It impacts virtually everything in their lives, from the rising price of groceries at the local market to the availability of internet access and, most tragically, to their personal safety and security. The constant threat of violence and instability makes it difficult for people to live normal lives. That's precisely why these tensions matter, even if you're watching from thousands of miles away, because the consequences of conflict in the Middle East can have far-reaching global implications. Instability in the region can disrupt energy supplies, fuel terrorism, and trigger refugee crises, all of which can have a ripple effect around the world. So next time you see a headline flashing across your screen or read an article about the Middle East, remember that there's a complex web of factors at play. It's not just about abstract political ideologies or distant power plays between governments and influential figures. It's much more than that. It's fundamentally about real people, ordinary men, women, and children, living through the very real and often devastating consequences of these conflicts. Their lives are directly impacted by the decisions made by politicians and the actions of armed groups. Stay curious, stay informed about the issues, and don't automatically take every headline at face value without questioning the source and considering the context. Develop your critical thinking skills and seek out diverse perspectives to gain a more complete understanding of the situation. Thanks for watching, and we hope this has provided you with a clearer understanding of the complex situation in the Middle East.